So in previous videos we talked about the difference between manufacturing costs, and then we had non-manufacturing costs. But another way that we can think about costs in the firm is we can think about product costs versus period costs. So we've got product and then we've got period. Now the difference here is that basically a product cost is going to go to inventory. So you'll also hear product costs referred to as inventoriable costs. Inventoriable. That just means that the costs actually get recorded and they go into inventory, which I'm going to explain in a moment. And then a period cost is just something that wouldn't go into inventory, it'd just be expensed immediately. And we're going to have a video talking specifically about period costs. But let's just first talk about this concept of product costs and how a cost would end up going into inventory. So let's use an example. Let's say for our example, let's say that you're going to have a firm that makes bicycles. Okay, your firm manufactures bicycles. Let's just get a little more space here. So you make bicycles, and you decide in the first year you make 1,000 bicycles. So let's talk. So we've got year one. Okay, and you manufacture 1,000 bicycles. 1,000 bikes. Now let's think again about the manufacturing costs that we talked about before. So we've got direct materials, right? That's like the metal or carbon fiber, whatever we use to actually, whatever actually goes into the bike, the material used to make it. And then we've got direct labor, right? So somebody assembling the bicycle, putting it together, any kind of labor that can be traced to the manufacture of the bicycle itself. And then we had manufacturing overhead, which would be something like the utilities in our factory that we use to produce these bicycles and so forth. So when we think about these things, let's say that in our example, the direct materials to make those 1,000 bikes, let's say is 40,000, and then direct labor is 15,000, and then manufacturing overhead is 35,000. And I have no idea if these are accurate numbers, but just putting something out here so you've got kind of an example. So when we think about these numbers, these manufacturing costs, these are all product costs or inventoriable costs in the sense that they're all going to go and be placed into inventory, right? So what we mean by that is this. We're going to take the sum of those costs in year one, and that ends up being, what do we have here? 80,000, 40, 50, $90,000. So we have $90,000 here in our costs. And what we're going to do is we're going to take that $90,000 and we're just going to put it into our inventory, which is an asset, right? That's an asset that we have. We've made these bicycles, so we record an asset, and we notice that the costs that we've incurred, they're going to flow with this asset. They're going to become attached to the asset, which is these 1,000 bikes that are in inventory, right? Now, what do we mean by that it's going to flow with the asset, with the bicycles? Well, the thing is that, so in year one, we haven't sold these bicycles yet. But what's going to happen is, let me change colors here. In year two, we sell the 1,000 bicycles, right? We sell all 1,000 of the ones we made. We sell them. Now what happens? Well, see, this 90,000, it's going to flow with the bicycles. All right, so it was inventory in year one, and now in year two, when we sell that inventory, when we sell those same bicycles, the bicycles are flowing out of the firm, and now the cost is going to flow out as well. So how does that flow out? Well, we're going to have something called cost of goods sold, and that's going to be 90,000. So what is happening here? Well, we make the bikes and they become inventory. And then we've got this 90,000, these costs that they're becoming part of inventory. They're staying with the bicycle, right? The bicycle's in the firm, it's inventory, the costs are staying in the firm. But then in year two, when we sell the bicycles and the bikes go out of the firm, they end up in a thing called cost of goods sold, which is ultimately that's going to be deducted from revenue. So it's kind of like an expense, and it's basically we're getting rid of these costs, we're expensing them through cost of goods sold, and they're going to leave the firm.